Karma, it's not necessarily an eye for an eye. A lot of us human egos do say often, karma's a bitch, karma will have you. You know, what goes around comes around. And yes, it does to a certain degree. The universe is always seeking balance. And that's what karma is. It's balance. If you have done something deemed as negative to somebody, okay, in your lifetime, then yeah, the universe will want you to rebalance that, okay, and cancel that out and net it off with something that could be classed as positive, right? Okay, not necessarily an eye for an eye. So say, for example, in a lifetime, you unalive somebody. That doesn't necessarily mean that the universe wants you to be unalived by someone else in another lifetime, for example. Because then that's just racking up more karma because there's more and more negative acts happening. So the more favourable way that you can rebalance karma, I would say, if you're open to the past life idea, it's the idea that the soul incarnates into many different experiences so that it can gain many, many different perspectives of the one truth. Okay, to me that makes sense. Sometimes we'll go through a lifetime and we die and we've done quite a few not nice things. The soul will get the urge to reincarnate again and try and balance that out because the universe has to seek balance. It has to. That's just the nature of it. So I would say that the majority of us, we've had a past life where we might have unalived someone because we've been in a war and we've had to. You know, that's what we've been trained to do. Not ideal at all. But that's the world we've been living in for a long time. So there's a good chance most of us have done something like that, okay? So to balance it out would be two examples that are up there for a more favourable way to balance karma, okay? And you may think to yourself, I've been drawn to do that in this lifetime. I've been called to do something like that, right? But the first one is forgiveness. You know, genuine forgiveness, where you may be in a situation in your life where there's someone who's a bit difficult that you have to deal with. It could be a family member, it could be a friend that you fell out with, it could be, you know, someone that's very difficult with you and they've done something not very nice towards you, they've betrayed you, they've deceived you, or something not nice, okay, they've hurt you in some way. The biggest and fastest way to clear that karma would be to forgive them without them even saying sorry. Finding it in your heart to forgive because you know hatred and ill feeling and resentment and conflict towards someone actually hurt you. Okay, so you're not forgiving that person because you're like, well, I'm going to forgive that person because that might, you know, tick off some of my karma in a past life, bad karma. No, you would genuinely have to feel forgiveness towards that person. It would have to be genuine. You can't trick the universe and pretend. It would have to be genuine. You might not be able to do it all in one go. It might be a step-by-step process, bit by bit by bit, forgiving, because you know holding resentment towards somebody and wanting them to be hurt is only hurting you. So that would be one of the top ones up there that could really balance out and net off a load of bad karma. The second one is volunteering. If you're feeling called to volunteer for homeless people on Christmas Day, for example, taking the time out from Christmas Day, for example, for yourself, instead giving yourself to help other people that haven't got a roof over their head. Cook up some food and feed them. Really feeling called to do that. Feeling called to volunteer and help people who are lonely and need a friend, might need a phone call, you know. Any type of volunteering where you're not expecting anything in return is a service to others frequency, which is the frequency of this world that we're moving into. We're taking it away from service to self. Yes, we still have to look after ourselves and put ourselves first. If we don't do that, we're no good to other people. Look after ourselves, but then also feel like you want to give with nothing in return. And usually if you give and volunteer expecting nothing in return, usually someone wants to give back to you. Then the universe will want to give back to you to say thank you for that selfless act. Okay, so that is just an idea of how you can really net off the balance sheet of your karma. Okay, so if you're feeling called to do those things in this lifetime, it's probably not a coincidence. It's probably because your soul is urging you to cancel, clear, cancel, delete some of your past karma. Hope that helps. Bye.